We're just gonna go out and say it. Nintendo is an evil corporation that's out to destroy all of our meaningful relationships. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 power-ups in Mario Kart. For this list, we'll be looking at all of the power-ups from the Mario Kart franchise, and how they turn heroic plumbers and their princesses into bitter, shell-tossing enemies. We will only be including power-ups that are open to everyone, so items that are exclusive to characters are out. No matter how amusing it is to see a chain chomp pull around a baby stroller. Number 10. Triple Green Shell. Green Koopa Troopas are not the most threatening of shelled enemies. Seriously, Mario, riding on your foe's shell? However, those hard shells do come in handy, especially on the racetrack. While it does take some good aim to nail your opponent in the back, and yes, them bouncing back and forth against the walls can be a hindrance, having 3 of them circling around you is a nearly impenetrable defense. Not to mention having 3 chances to take out the enemies ahead of you. Number 9. Super Horn.
Super Horn.
One of the most legendary power-ups is a certain shell that makes you loathe being in first place. Seriously, is it our fault that we're good enough to take the lead? We'll get back to that later. But that being said, Mario Kart 8 introduced one of the most surprising items in the history of the series. A horn that can destroy the blue shell. Technically, the horn can destroy anything within the radius of its loud honk, but let's be real, it's the blue shell killer. End of story.
Blast away shells with a sonic shockwave!
Number 8. Fake Item Box. Imagine, if you will, that you're in the middle of an intense race. You're coasting along, almost in first, when, in the distance, you see a group of rainbow-colored boxes. Maybe you can get a hold of a sweet shell, or a mushroom to boost your speed and take the lead. But then, BAM! You've driven into an imposter, a box that's a fraud, an item that's out to deceive you. Damn our number 8 pick. Damn it to the deepest pits of Bowser's Castle. Number 7. Golden Mushroom. Mushrooms have always been a handy power-up for plumbers in red and blue, or green, so it's no surprise that they're just as valuable in a race. We've had a couple of different fungi options, from the singular mushroom to the triple fungus threat that allowed for 3 chances to boost forward. In the end though, we had to give it to the shroom in gold, because having a constant boost with just a tap of a button is always the best option. Number 6. Bullet Bill. The last thing you ever want to see is a bullet with a diabolical smile on its face. The normal solution, like everyone else in the Mushroom Kingdom, is to jump on top of it, unless you're in a race cart. Not only does this menacing bullet plow through everything, it propels you forward at breakneck speeds, acting as a boost and a projectile. It only lasts for a couple of seconds, but those seconds can change the tide of any race. Number 5. The Blue Shell. Seeing how divisive this spiky little bugger can be, he's only clocking in at number 5. More meme-worthy than Luigi's death stare, every kart racer fears this item when they're in first place, since it targets them directly. To add injury to injury, the shell in later versions causes a massive explosion that hurts anyone in the area. However, it is a rare find, and tends to only be available to racers who are far behind. Number 4. Lucky 7 and Crazy 8. Why have one power-up when you can have 7 or 8? What if you could have a green shell, a red shell, a banana peel, a mushroom, a star, a blooper, and a bomb at the same time? Surely that would be insane. There's no way Nintendo would allow such a destructive possibility, right? Both of these power-ups contain the same items, but the 8th one includes a coin in the Circle of Death, so we're calling our number 4 pick a draw. Number 3. Thunderbolt. A crackle of thunder, a bolt of lightning, and shrinkage? Another item that tends to be reserved for racers who are lagging far behind. It shrinks everyone, making them lose their items and completely slows them down. And as a true testament to the friendship destruction of the game, you can roll over the miniature versions of your opponents with no consequence to yourself. Here's a tip. If your friends ask, you did it to revert them back to their normal size. Number 2. Star. The happy, bright, twinkling power-up from the Mario series makes its way to the racetrack, gifting racers with terrifying invincibility. When that jingle kicks in, you're able to plow through any of your opponents. Though most likely they'll be doing their best to get out of your way. You're also protected from any of their attacks and will gain a major speed boost. What was once an instant Goomba killer can now be used against your family and friends. Before we completely ruin our friendships with our top pick, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Number 1. Triple Red Shell. When coming up with this list, our first instinct was to give this spot to the dastardly shell in blue. But after really thinking about it, we realized that 3 homing shells are definitely deadlier than 1. The triple threat circles around you to protect you, but it's when you go on the offense that things get really intense. This power-up also gets bonus points for not being nearly as rare as the blue shell, giving you more opportunities to own with it. Do you agree with our list? Have we completely destroyed our viewership with this supposedly family-friendly racing franchise? For less rage-inducing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.